Yo, what's up, everybody? I was watching I think that's his name, Roland Martin. He's a well-spoken guy. But I want to tell, every time black people say they speaking of for black and brown people, or they speaking of for people of color, once you use those two terms, you're erasing black people. Because people of color can be anybody. People of color can be anybody. I know what you guys mean when you say it, but technically people of color can be anybody because all people have color. And when you say brown people, that can be anybody because most immigrants that come to America are called brown people, but they're classified as white on all their paperwork. Asians, Hispanics, and Arabs most of the time are classified as white on their paper. And you have an unending influx of people of color coming into the country. But you don't have an unending influx of black people coming into the country. You know what I'm saying? Those people are called people of color. Where are more black people coming from? But you have an unending influx of Arabs coming into the country. You have Hispanics coming into the country. You have Asians coming into the country. You don't have hordes of black people coming into the country. It's not allowed. That's why the black population never goes past 13%. So when you say black people and brown, when you say people of color, those are jaded and ambiguous terms that were created by the think tanks to erase anything black people get. That's why they're called people of color. That's a jaded and ambiguous term. People of color can be anybody. But when slavery was taking place in America, it was specific. It was black people and black people only. It wasn't people of color back then. It wasn't brown people back then. Those are jaded and ambiguous terms. People of color, colored people, brown people, minority, urban. Those are all jaded and ambiguous terms. Slavery in America was very specific. Jim Crow segregation was very specific. You know, slave codes, black codes. That was very, very, very specific. Those people that you calling people of color are piggybacking off of the shit that black people went through. They may have went through hard times, but they went through hard times in their country. And then are allowed to come to America to correct their hard times. But their hard times was not put on them by America. Their hard times was put on them by their country. Black people can't go to another country and correct our hard times. We here in America. Where we gonna go? We can't go nowhere to correct our hard times. But everybody else is allowed to go. They're allowed to come to America from another country and correct their hard times. And they piggyback off of black people by using those terms: people of color, colored people, brown people, minorities, inner city youth. They use all those terms to piggyback off of black people. Yeah, I don't know why you guys don't wake up. As smart as you guys are, you haven't woke up today yet. Y'all keep using that term, people of color. Oh, man. All right, man, I gotta go. I gotta pay attention to the road.